All right, everybody, good morning and welcome. We are starting our Yin Yoga practice on our backs. So let's go ahead and lay down, get nice and comfy. Let me just fix this a little bit. My other camera got a little wonky. All right. So beginning on our backs. Feel free to bend your knees if your low back is bothering you. Bend your knees, plant your feet. Let your knees knock in together. And just let your back settle. Go ahead and arrive at your practice. Let your arms be long alongside you. Knees are knocked in together. Maybe you take your hands and you place them on your body somewhere. So the low belly, you could keep one hand on the low belly and bring one to your heart space. And let's all collectively take an inhale together. So inhale through your nose. Nice and full. And when you get to the top, hold that breath and then open mouth, release, let it go. Just melt to the floor. We're going to do that 2 more times. So very slowly begin to inhale through your nose. When you're nice and full like a balloon, hold that breath and slowly release that breath. One more time. Nice full breath in. Pause at the top. And then slowly release that breath through the mouth. And then begin to find a nice, comfortable breath. A breath that you can sustain throughout the entire practice. So maybe it's ujjayi, maybe it's just a more intentional, deeper breath. Staying here for about 2 to 3 more cycles. Gently begin to let your knees sway side to side, left to right. Let's gently get into the low back and the hips. Good. So I have been teaching yoga, but it's been chair yoga, so a little bit different. I absolutely missed coming onto the floor to teach. All right, friends, next time the knees go over to the left, bring them back up and begin to walk your feet back to parallel. And then go ahead and take your hands, interlace them underneath one thigh. And we're going to use the pull or the push of the leg to bring us up. All right. Hello, hello, and welcome, everybody. Just going to pop over. All right, friends. Cool. Just being mindful of the chat. Well, let's go ahead and get into it. It's been a hot minute. I'm so excited to be here. Let's bring ourselves into a nice butterfly, a long-legged butterfly. So soles of the feet come together. And if you have blocks or blankets and you want to place them underneath your knees, you may. You could take a bolster, put it underneath the thighs as well. If you want it to be a little bit softer. So something like this. Yes, this is nice. Good, very supportive as well. So getting a nice opening for the spine, right? A little rounding there, hips, low back. You get to choose what props you use or what you don't use. This is your practice, your body. So settle into that posture and we are going to hold here. Let's take this for 3 minutes. Let's just get right to it. All right. Soles the feet together, and then when you're ready, go ahead and begin to bring yourself forward, rounding as much as you like. Now, if you have a block, you can place a block under your forehead for some support. Or You can just slowly let the body use gravity to come deeper into the shape. Let the head and the neck relax. Maybe the chin tucks in slightly. And then once your body arrives to the posture, come back to your breath. Find that stillness. Find that place of peace and tranquility. With each inhale, let your body expand. Find the places that feel like you are still holding tension. And with your exhale, let go and soften into those spaces. Let gravity do all the work here. There's no forcing, there's no pushing, just allowing. And do a quick check and notice if you're clenching your teeth or not. Can you soften all of your facial features? Just keep allowing your body to get deeper into the shape. Stay for 2 more cycles of breath here. And if you closed your eyes, gently begin to blink them open. Your hands are on the floor, and then slowly, as you inhale, push your way back up straight. Hands on the outsides of your knees. Gently bring your knees together, and then maybe straighten them out or keep them bent. Then you can either maybe do some windshield wipers side to side, or maybe you want to straighten your legs and just give them a little wiggle. Hello, friends. I see a few more of you have popped on. Welcome. Happy Tuesday. Thanks for tuning in for some Yin Yoga. We all need some kind of yoga, I believe. That's my personal philosophy. All right, friends, here we go. Give them a little shake, a little wiggle. This is a practice I can see definitely have not having a whole lot of yin practice in the last few months. This is definitely something that my body craves and needs. So let's take this into, for our hips a little bit more, let's take it into some deer or some 90-90s. Now, it's okay if the knees don't make those perfect right angles, but we can work towards that. So make sure you feel even on your sitting bones, and one leg kind of shoots out from the hip, and then maybe you can make a right angle with your knee and your femur bone or your shin bone. And the same thing with the front one. Now, we're not going to take a twist here. We're just going to stay upright. We're not going to hold it for super long. We might take it over for a little walk over to the side. So it's okay. What I'm saying essentially is that it's okay if the knee comes up a little bit or if the foot touches that top knee if necessary. So, like I said, we're not going to be here for super long. Let's hold this for about 2 minutes. So, adjust your seat, feel like you're even, and then do your best. I didn't give you a leg to do in front. My left leg is in front, right leg is back. So my right glute wants to clench up, right? It wants to kind of help out. And I'm going to say, no, thanks. I want you just to relax and soften. So maybe placing a hand on your low back or your hip or your glute, just as a reminder, this area doesn't need to be tense. We can relax here. So soften that hip and then try to sit up nice and straight. Feel that gentle opening in this back hip. You might notice the same thing in the front. They're in different angles, right? One's an external rotation, one's internal rotation. And then when we switch, we'll go the other way. Now, you're more than welcome to stay right here. Or maybe you begin to take your hands over to the left. Now, that's if you have your left leg forward. If your right leg is forward, then go over to the right. Okay? So, whatever that front knee is in front, that's the way I want you to kind of turn a little bit. Ooh, already I'm getting some nice snap, crackles, and pops. It feels so delightful. So there might be a little rotation in the chest towards the left. Nice breath in. Smooth exhale out. Thank you so much for the donations, my friends. I super, super duper appreciate that. Oh, yeah. My body is going, thank you, thank you, thank you. She's saying, I needed this so much. All right. Slowly, if you turned over to one side, bring yourself back to center. And let's take the legs the other way now. So, other leg, other knee will be front, other knee will be back. So, now we just flipped our external and internal rotations here. All right. And you may notice from side to side, it's going to feel a little bit different. That's okay. We're not perfectly symmetrical, you know? Our creator tried. Have you ever seen those images of people when they look completely symmetrical? They almost look like weird. So these little things that we're not quite even on, right? Our eyes, ears, it's very unique, right? It makes us who we are. All right, friends, sitting up nice and tall. Nice full deep breath in. Good. Complete exhale. Again, bring that attention and awareness to this back, hip, and glute. It wants to tighten up. It wants to protect us because it thinks it's in danger. But we can say, no, we're fine. Everything's cool. Relax. Soften. I got you. So big breath here. If you're taking that twist, then maybe begin to walk the hands over towards the side of that front leg. So I'm turning to the right. Gentle rotation in the upper body. And try to get that twist. If you are taking it, try to initiate that from the navel. Now, when that you go into that twist, that's when that hip, that back hip is going to want to clench and tighten up. And just breathe. With each exhale, soften a little more. Soften through your facial features. Relax your jaw, your forehead. And one more inhale here. And as you exhale, unwind, bring it back to center. And again, if you want to take some windshield wipers for the knees, do so. For the hips, it feels so nice. Just a little bit of movement after that hold. And something that I loved teaching the seniors, is that our movement doesn't need to be complicated, right? Our movement just needs to be consistent. Okay? right? Whatever kind of movement that is. So if you want to take a little movement, go for it. I'm going to bring myself to some cats and cows. So wrists under shoulders, knees under hips. Take whatever movement that you need here. But I'm offering cats and cows. But if you want to take it into a down dog or anything else, feel free to do so. Your body is always communicating. It's always speaking to us and giving us clues about what it needs. And our job is to get really good at understanding this meat suit that we have, that we've, been living in our whole lives. All right, friends, go ahead and find some stillness for a moment. And we are going to bring ourselves down onto our bellies for a little sphinx. Again, getting a little bit more into the low back. So, and then a little compression for the belly feels nice. So bring yourself onto your belly. And then you can walk those elbows just slightly in front of the shoulders. And then depending on your shoulders and what's going on in your body, maybe you walk the elbows out a little bit wider. You come a little bit closer to the floor. You all have to just pay attention to your low back and how it feels. If this is too high, then come lower. If this is too low, then come higher. You get to decide. So, as we are here, we're going to hold for 3 minutes. Actually, let's take it into 4. This is a good one to do for 4. And that final minute, we can decide if we want to take it into something a little bit deeper. Okay, so elbows slightly in front of the shoulders. And then you can choose, maybe the chin drops down. Maybe you bring it in for a lot more of a stretch in your cervical spine. Maybe the head is neutral, or option to drop your head back as well. So please feel free to try all 3 choices and then make a decision. And then depending on your low back, maybe the feet stay wide if there's some tenderness, or if the back feels strong and healthy, maybe the feet come together. So these are all options. The beautiful thing about yin is that everyone's going to look a little bit different because everybody has different needs. Everybody is looking for a little different sensation. And as you settle into your sphinx shape, soften through those areas in your face where you hold tension, your jaw, your forehead. Can you relax into those spaces that you hold your tension? Keep allowing your heart to melt towards the floor. And as you inhale, feel that compression in your belly. And check in with your breath. How is your breath flowing in your body? Does it feel choppy, or is it smoothed out? Are you able to breathe through the sensation? All right, my friends, we are at that time. If you would like to take it into a deeper stretch, begin to walk your hands forward, place the palms flattened, begin to straighten the elbows, lifting them up. Now, notice what's happening in your back. Soften as much as you can. Come down if you need to, if it's too much. Try to relax your low back. All right, friends, go ahead, bend those elbows. Take your hands, stack one on top of the other, and make a little pillow for your forehead and just rest for a moment. Come to stillness. Take some nice breaths here. Take a full breath in. Feel your belly pressing into your mat. Feel your back moving away from the floor on that inhale. And then as you exhale, the belly softens and the back comes closer towards the floor. So just a few cycles here. Let everything settle into this shape. All right, when you're ready, just begin to kind of move your hips a little left to right. See how that feels. And then if that feels okay, perhaps you bend your knees, lift your feet, and then just let your shins and feet sway left to right, loosening up your low back. And this is a great posture to address stress. We're gonna come into another shape just to kind of get more into the hips, the low back, work the upper body a little bit as well. So a few more moments of swaying the feet or whatever kind of movement that you need. What is your body asking for? Like I mentioned, the body is always communicating with us. It is our job, right, as inhabitants of this meat suit, to decode what that message the body is trying to tell us. All right, so with that, let's come into a little Superman here. So, or Spider-Man rather. Who is some superhero, right? Okay, so Spider-Man, like we're crawling up a building, bring one knee out to the side. I'm gonna bring my left knee up. It's okay if it doesn't come directly into a right angle, but if you can, if it feels comfortable, then stay there. If not, that's okay. All right, my right arm is also gonna come into that shape, bent arm, and then the left arm is gonna go down, so my palm will be facing up. And I'm gonna turn my head so it's facing the right direction as well. And we're going to be here just for a brief moment, not very long at all. So, about a minute, and we'll take it on the other side as well. So, join me, settling into the shape. And use whatever props you might need. A blanket under the knee might feel really good. Or if you want to slide a pillow or a thin blanket under your head, use your props as you need. They are our friends. Keep taking those nice full breaths in. Exhale it out. Soften through your facial features. Relax your jaw. All right, like I said, it was very brief. So draw your hands back under your shoulders. And then you can switch sides. I'm going to flip over the other way. All right. Can't get your bottom on the floor. What do you mean your bottom? You mean your arm? Other knee out. So flip the arms the other direction. And here we go. I guess I'm unclear, Charlotte. Oh, that was a while ago. Sorry. Wrong posture. I missed that one. My bad. For the 90-90s, yeah, that happens sometimes. If your bottom doesn't get to the floor on deer or 90-90s, slide a blanket under there so you have some kind of support until your body is able to like soften and relax. Sorry, Charlotte, I missed it. I'm way late. Yeah, I figured. Okay, I got it. I was like, oh, wait a minute, wrong posture. I'm like, our bottom isn't supposed to be on the floor right now. All right, so that knee is up. Again, right angle or not is okay. And the same thing with the arms. And then you can turn your head either direction. If you want a deeper stretch, turn your head so you're facing the other way. So it's looking away from that knee that's lifted. And just breathe here. Good. All right, friends. That's another minute on this side. So draw the hands back. Slide your legs in. And then push yourself up and back into a child's pose. So we're going to be here for a few moments. So make this child's pose as comfortable as you wish. If you want to use a blanket or a block under your forehead, you may. I'm just going to take a little blanket here. Make it a little softer. Big toes come together, knees separate, and then you bring yourself down. We are going to be here for a few moments, so make it nice and delicious. Okay? All right, arms can come alongside you. Forehead comes to the mat or to a blanket. Let those hips settle back. And then anytime we come into a shape, we settle into it, I want you to come back to that breath. It can take up to a minute for the body to kind of settle into the shape and become safe, right? Because anytime we come into some of these, some of these yin shapes, our body and our mind may start to panic a little bit. So once the body feels safe in the shape, then we can come back to that breath. Use that breath as your tool. Feel the expansion in your body with your inhale. Can you feel your spine and the area around your spine just expanding and widening with those inhales? Yes, my friends, it is absolutely okay to take up space. You are meant for this world. You are meant to be here. You are meant to serve a purpose. Don't be afraid. It's okay to take up space and to be seen, right? So many of us are so afraid to be seen. Gosh, humans are so incredible. Mm. Make those exhales a little longer. Those longer exhales will calm and soothe our nervous system. Take one more deep, full breath in. And then hands under shoulders. Exhale it out. And then as you inhale, press into your palms slowly. Roll back up. Okay, so good. All right, let's take a little stretch. Okay, so anything you wish to stretch out your legs, they've been in that position for about 3 minutes. So if you want to take a down dog, you can do that. Or maybe it's a plank or maybe a half plank. Just take one leg at a time, toes down, press that heel back, straighten out through that leg. Yeah, especially the calves. Good. Stretch it out. Whatever else your body is asking for, you deserve it. So do it. Your body wants it. It will be so happy after. Good. All right. Just a couple more movements, a little more dynamic movement. And then let us go ahead and find our shape, our next shape. So let's get a little bit more into the spine here. So straight legs, blankets are optional or a bolster underneath the knees. I'm going to take a blanket roll, open it up so it's that rectangular shape, and then roll it into a nice long roll, which will go under the knees as we are coming into a forward fold. So this is nice if the hamstrings are tight. You can also place a blanket underneath your glutes to sit on to give you a little bit more elevation. Think about the pelvis, okay? I talk about the pelvis a lot. It's important, okay? We want that pelvis to be able to move, right? We want it to tip it forward. We want to be able to tip it back. So think about this. The legs are straight. And then as we come forward, think about that pelvis tilting, right? So we're dumping our cereal milk forward. So make any adjustments. Maybe it's pulling the buttock flesh aside to allow a little bit more tilt in the pelvis forward. Arms can reach forward. They can drape. Round as much as you wish here. And we're going to hold for 3 minutes in this shape. So soften. Let the legs roll open, the feet roll open to the sides or whatever they do naturally. Let gravity do the work here. Another very grounding shape, taking us inward. Or, as we say in yin, yinward. We're going yinward. The closer you bring your chin towards your chest, the more sensation you're going to feel into your spine. So, my friends, choose your adventure, choose what feels good, find that sweet spot, and hold still and just be. This is our opportunity to just be a human being instead of a human doing. Human doing is so overrated, you know? It's nice to just be, to have no expectations. for yourself or to have anybody have expectations from you. Maybe you notice you're getting a little deeper into your shape, moving and rounding forward. Good. Notice where you're feeling that sensation. Is it the backs of your legs and your hamstrings? Is it your low back? Some parts of your spine? Just take note of the sensation and where you're feeling it. Breathe, nice deep breath in, complete exhale out. Take another deep breath in, exhale it out. And on that next inhale, slowly, slowly come back up. All right, friends, we have time for another one. And this is going to be a two-sided posture. I'm going to take my blanket roll off to the side. It is not necessary for this one. We're going to bring it into one of my faves, banana asana, or a crescent shape for your body. Wow, I didn't really use any props today. Well, that's okay. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. It's always nice to have the props. Some of the kind of reminds me of when my ex-husband was a police officer and we'd be, we were in New Hampshire and he'd be like, "Should I bring my firearm with me?" And I say, "You know what? Yeah, I'd rather you have it and not need it than need it and not have it." So kind of the same philosophy with yoga props. Sorry, weird comparison, but it's nice to have the yoga props, right? It's like you go to a yoga class and you're settled and you're like, "Oh," and the teacher asks you to like put a block here and you're like, "Dang, I wish I grabbed a block." And that's when the yoga teacher, when I teach class, if I say, "Okay, we're gonna get this prop now," and they're like, "Oh," I said, "Don't worry, I'm your prop jockey. I'm gonna go grab your props for you. You stay settled. I'll go fetch it." All right, friends. So here we go on our backs. Oh, and just before we do anything, just lie here for a moment and just feel your body. Feel the backs of your feet on the ground. Feel the back of your skull on the ground, your shoulders, your low back, your hips, your arms. Just feel your body on the floor for a moment. Feels good. Okay, here we go. On an inhale, we're going to reach the arms up and overhead and then bring your arms over to the right. I'm going to take that right hand and grab my left wrist just for a little extra pull. Now, my lower body, I'm going to take my feet and walk them over to the right as much as I can. So I'm in this little crescent moon or banana shape. Now, to make this a little bit easier for your legs, let's cross one ankle over the other, and you can try them both on. Cross them both ways. Personally, for me, I like my left leg over my right when we're going to the right. Go ahead and soften here. I'm going to hold here for 2 minutes. So get nice and relaxed into this shape. Try to ground down both shoulders, the back of your hips. Everything is nice and even. You shouldn't feel uneven. And now, if that means you walk yourself out a little bit of the bend, you can do that. If any time maybe the arm or one of the arms starts to tingle or to go numb, that is a cue to bring the arms back down. That is the time limit for you, and that is fine. With time, maybe you'll be able to leave the arm overhead longer. But honor your body where it is today. If it's been a minute since you've done yin, like myself, be easy. Just keep coming back. We'll be doing this every Tuesday at 8 a.m. for the next few weeks until I go back to school, the end of July. Breathe into the left side of your body, feeling that nice stretch from the hip all the way up through the extended arm. All right, friends, another full breath in. And as you exhale, release your arms down, walk your shoulders back to center, uncross your ankles and feet, same thing, walk them back over to center. And then just settle. Maybe you want to hug knees into your chest, give them a little rock side to side, just a little release that might feel so good. And you can take some knee circles too in one direction. And reverse. Gently release your feet back down to the floor. Slide the legs straight. Inhale, arms come up overhead. Take your left hand, grab that right wrist, and pull yourself over your shoulders to the left. Walk the feet to the left. I'm going to cross my right leg on top of my left. That's how I like to take crescent moon or banana asana. We got 2 minutes here, my friends. So just breathe. Settle through your shoulders. Soften all of your facial features, your forehead, the space in between your eyebrows and your jaw. Nice deep breath in. Smooth exhale out. And soften. You're more than welcome to take your posture deeper. So walk the legs over more. Take it into a deeper side bend. Think about feeling something all the way up the right side from the ankle, all the way up the side legs, the IT, through the hip, through the side ribs, through the upper arm. So a nice stretch for the full side. The whole side of your body is getting a stretch. Think about that fascia, that thin membrane that's getting nice and lubricated and pliable, and it's what we want to happen when we take these postures. We don't want the body and the muscles and all of the soft tissues to get sticky or stuck or stiff. We want them to move and to be hydrated. That's why I say movement is medicine, or in this case, non movement. All right, friends, stay for one big breath in. Exhale, unleash your arms, bring your feet back to center, and then bring your body back to center. Realign your body on your mat, and then again, maybe hug those knees in. You can rock them a little. Take whatever movement that you need. We are going to get set up for our Shavasana. All right. I don't know why this keeps happening. Anybody? Do I have tech people on here? For some reason, my Mac keeps it goes dark on me. So I got to figure out some settings on here later. But if I have a tech person, maybe you can help me out after. If not, no worries. Okay, here we go. Let's get ready for our Shavasana. I'm going to take a blanket underneath my head. And now I'm going to take this lovely bolster under my legs. So if you have anything going on your low back, your hips, a supportive bolster underneath the knees will just allow you to be a little bit more comfortable in this shape. Oh, and hi, little girl. You've just been chilling the whole time. Don't worry, friends. Betty is here. There's her little leg. She's moving. She's been in Shavasana the whole time. She is the master dog guru. Just watch Betty. That's what we need to do. Okay, friends. Find your most comfortable position on your back. Arms could be alongside you or maybe bending your elbows, letting your palms rest on your body. And let us be here. We have some good time here. So get nice and comfortable. And we will soften into this mat. We'll let the body just kind of melt. Let all the stress and anxiety and worries just kind of fade away for a few moments. And hopefully they've been able to just kind of subside, pushed over to the side for the last 53 minutes or so. We have a few more moments of dedicated time for us, for you, for your self-care, for your self-preservation, right? This is what helps us to be present and to be able to give back to others that we love and the ones that support us. So maybe you rock your head gently side to side. Find that flat part on the back of your skull. Very neutral position for your head. Leaving that natural curve in your cervical spine. And if you engaged in ujjayi breath for our yin, you can soften and release that breath. Let there be some space in between your top and your bottom teeth. And let the tongue rest gently in the palate. And if you haven't already closed your eyes, close them from top to bottom. And just allow your eyeballs to sink back into their sockets. Begin to deepen your inhales. Bring a little movement to your fingers and to your toes. Just gentle, soft movements. And then eventually bring that movement into wrist and ankle circles in one direction. And then, of course, reverse those circles. Go the other way. And then on your next inhale, reach your arms over your head. And gently bend one knee at a time and roll over to one side. And just pause there for a moment. There's no rush to get up. We have all the time in the world, my friends. And then very gently and carefully take your hands down to the floor and push yourself off of the ground. And let's find a comfortable seat. We're going to close our practice for the day. Oh my goodness. Can I tell you how good it is to be here with you all? I am so grateful. So grateful that you all showed up today and joined me. Oh, it's so good to move or be still, rather, with you. All right, friends, sitting up nice and tall. Shoulders over hips. On your inhale, reach your arms up and overhead, palms touch. Exhale, bringing down all of that divine universal energy to your heart centers. And that divine universal energy vibrates as the frequency of love through which you and I and all sentient beings are connected on this planet. The light in me salutes and honors the light in each and every single one of you folks. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining. Please don't forget to donate to your yoga teacher. It is very much appreciated. I love Insight Timer. I have been on here for, it'll be 6 years in December, with, of course, the little 5-month break that I took, but I am so happy to be back. And I will absolutely keep coming back to Insight Timer. I see we have more things to offer on Insight Timer. So I'm going to try to get a little busy on here, maybe make some videos. There might be some behind a paywall. I don't know. But I definitely want to contribute more to this beautiful space that we have on Insight Timer. We have so many amazing people on here. There's so many amazing teachers and meditators. I am so grateful for this space and to have all of you here today with me. So please and thank you so much for being here. And again, I'm probably going to pop another one on Friday. I just haven't decided what time yet. Kind of got some other things working in the schedule this week. But so happy to be back and so happy you showed up. And thank you so much. I hope you're feeling good. How did it feel for you? You guys doing good? Feeling better? All right. Thank you. Yay. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Charlotte. Thank you, Kitty. Thank you, Maverin. Thank you. Anybody good with tech on here? All right. Oh, Anna, thank you so much. It's so great to be back. Honestly, it is. I missed you all. I enjoyed, I got to teach. I was working in the gym and then the virtual space as well. So I was teaching about 7 classes in the gym. And then my other half of my day was in the virtual space teaching. I was teaching balance classes and strength classes. And I taught some Tai Chi and, of course, some chair yoga, but it's all, all good. Health and wellness is my jam. And now with, the information that I have gained and the knowledge and the experience in the last 9 years since I've stepped away from the classroom, I have all of that to bring back to them. And I'm so excited, and just more emphasis on movement for my kiddos with autism. They need it. They need those movement breaks. I found out the school I'll be at, we only have one break for lunch, and it's only 30 minutes. So there's no recess, which is wild to me because that 20-minute in the morning is a very important time. And it used to be a 45-minute lunch. Now it's only 30 minutes. So I am definitely, absolutely going to be sprinkling in those movement breaks for my kiddos. So I'm very excited to be back with them. So Yes, yes, yes. I will absolutely be doing Feel Good Friday again. Yes, I'm going to be doing it. Um, it might be at 4, it might be at 5. I'm not sure yet, but as I get closer and I get my schedule down with the school district and I get my flow in the classroom back, it'll definitely be on there. So, yay. Thank you all for being here. Like I said, I'll probably put something on for Friday. I haven't decided. Does anybody have a time frame that works better for them? I don't know where you all are anymore. I know I have a lot of East Coasters on here, which I love because I lived on the East Coast for a few years, and I think that's where I started on Insight Timer. I was living on the East Coast, and a lot of you found me then. So I love all these hearts coming through, you guys. It's just amazing to be here. Thank you so much. Um, so Betty is here. That's how she's been the whole class, the whole time. All right, friends. So lovely to see you, and I will see you soon. And look for the other classes. I have all the Tuesday classes on there for June. I'll put them on there for July as well, and then I'll pop some on there for Friday too. But then maybe throughout the week, I'll do a little wellness chat or something just to, get us thinking about health and wellness. All right, friends, thank you so much, and I will see you soon. Take care. Have a great rest of your day.